Hey guys, Mike in the woods here, and welcome to Bass Lake. Well, we just pulled in, dragged everything out of the car. Just a casual front country trip with a few interesting twists. I brought my 3D printed tent stakes. I'm going to use that with the 10-man tent. The thing is so ridiculous, I've named it the Mansion because of how big it is, especially compared to my one-man tent that I always use. Like, you could practically fit my tent when it's all set up inside of the bag for the 10-man tent. So I'm here with my fiance, Sabrina, good friend Shane, and his significant other, Emily.
Yo.
We're here for 3 nights, 4 days. I brought not one, but 2 power generation options. I brought my 120 watt folding solar panel, but I also brought my 6-chip thermoelectric generator. All right, so first thing, we're losing daylight here, and it's overcast and actually kind of cool right now. It is 7 o'clock now. We've got 2 hours of daylight left, and I gotta get that tent set up. So let's set that up with the tent stakes. See what I mean with this tent? You know what this reminds me of? In elementary school.
The parachute game?
Yeah.
I was actually just thinking that.
Okay, so like I said, I brought my 3D printed tent pegs to use with this giant tent. So I got a few ASA ones. I got one in ABS, and I got a nylon one because one of my other ones didn't print properly. Should be enough for this thing. Let's find out. Well, there's one broken. So the one tent stake split perfectly along the layer line at the base of the hook. It goes in a little bit easier over here. It's going to be a little bit more gentler with hammering it in. Okay, so they're not working out too bad. A couple more like that to go, and we got ourselves a little McMansion going on here. Okay, so I got most of the tent stakes in all the way around. I had just enough stakes. Unfortunately, I had 2 of them break due to how I stuck them with the axe trying to get them in. So that's definitely a design flaw that I need to figure out how to fix. But for the most part, it's holding up the tent. I just gotta put the rain fly on. Ta-da! Tent all set up, complete with the fly. We were short 1 peg for the front of the tent, but other than that, they're all staked down with 3D printed tent pegs. Yeah, there's like pebbles underneath the dirt, so some spots they just don't want to go in. I have a feeling the 3D printed stakes are going to be all mangled up on the bottom. There you go.
Yay!
Did it! So, my buddy Shane's chair here had a broken arm on it, and oh dear. We're doing rocket surgery out here. Only the finest of high-tech repairs and
expert level repair.
I'm very glad I brought that entire roll of duct tape.
Let me just use it all on this one arm. Get them great angles there. Now it's time for expert repair for your chairs.
Okay, so for sleeping pads, I've got my Climate Static V that I'm going to have my fiance test out because I'm in the middle of getting her kitted out with her own backpacking equipment. And I want to make sure she's okay with one of these before I go and spend money on one for her. I'll be using this random self-inflating pad I found at the thrift store. Bounce, bounce, bounce. I also have this random inflatable one that I got from Walmart that's about friggin' 20 pounds. And the pump for it. Yeah, so this will be my sleeping pad for the weekend. Alright, self-inflating pad, but it needs a bit of a hand. There, hopefully it doesn't deflate because I haven't actually tested this thing overnight to see if it has no leaks in it or not. Alright, and the Climate Static V insulated that if you watch my channel, you're familiar with it. It's the one I use all the time for backpacking, but my lovely fiance gets that for this week.
Yes, that's a strike.
Okay, the Climate is inflated. So for sleeping equipment, I picked this up from my fiance. It's a Mountain Warehouse Microlite 950. Good down to 0 degrees Celsius to 5 degrees Celsius. Should be good for her. Okay, there we go. Sleeping bag for her. Really nice. It's a mummy style. This is my sleeping bag. I brought a really tiny guy. It's rated for 14 degrees Celsius comfort. Only other time I used this is when I went on it was like a survival challenge where everything I had to bring on a camping trip for 2 nights had to fit inside one of those blue dry bags. Link up at the top of the screen if you want to watch the trilogy.
Wasn't that the day that you also burned your new pants?
Yep, and this. So they're reunited at last. Yeah. On that trip, I burned a hole in the sleeping bag, brand new sleeping bag. So if that winds up not being warm enough or someone needs extra warmth for one of the nights, I also brought my heavy duty wool blanket.
Oh God!
Yeah, so comparatively, look how tiny this one is.
There's the hole.
Yep.
It's a glory hole.
Built-in glory hole. Hey, it's a officially endorsed method of coitus by the BC government during COVID.
This is... Yeah, that didn't work.
Okay, starting to get a little bit more glamping in style going on here. Got the awning set up. I'll show you the inside of our mansion tent.
Okay.
So over there, that's the Mrs. setup, sleeping bag on top of the Climate. Right here is my setup, my Traveler 50 sleeping bag on top of my self-inflating pad with the wool blanket as a backup in case it gets a little too cold. And then got the divider wall up, and on the other side will be the other guy's half. Camping in style. Okay, now we got some firewood cut up.
Next week, after I get back, I'm working the rest of the week. Actually, I'll have to check. Well, that's why it's like I'm allowed to work. Which sucks because I like this food. Yeah, everyone wait.
Okay.
I wanted to take him to this spot called Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. Like, there's a lot of nice food, but I had this drink here called the Landing Strip. Yeah, 4 different flavors of margaritas. Wow. It's like a flight plan. It's like something else. And she's killing herself laughing. My other coworker says, what else could a landing strip be? Keep in mind he's 15. So, to keep this innocence, I said, it's a haircut. Inside and never checking if it's actually dead.
This has got mold on it.
Charming.
Moldy firewood. Awesome.
TGI Fridays. I've never been. They have one in Niagara Falls.
Got our feather stick.
Yeah, you like that. That's feather food.
It's not catching. I think it's too damp. Yeah, see, it's just petering out. It's not actually catching fire. Okay, new plan. Live! Live, damn you! Live! It wants to catch on fire.
There we go.
Come on.
There.
Come on.
There we go.
Come on. That's right. Catch on fire. Don't breathe in the smoke, Mike.
You okay, dude?
Hey, just doing ready.
Man, it just does not want to catch. So it's almost 10, maybe after 10. I turned my phone off, so I don't know what time it is. 3 hours to get this damn fire started. I ate a sandwich, and the fire's gone out again. Seriously, I've never had such wet firewood in my life. I could have gone out into the forest and probably collected drier wood, and it's been raining for a few days here. Like, you could feel the wetness in the wood. Anyways, not much else to do tonight. Just relax and eat some food, put everything in the car, take it easy, and start fresh in the morning. Tomorrow will be all the fun stuff. Testing out my solar charger, testing out my thermoelectric generator, the water-cooled one. Maybe we'll go visit the beach. I don't know what the temperature's supposed to be like. Okay, Mike is being very diligent about his hygiene at camp. So, rinse of water to rinse my mouth out from all the stuff I just ate. Brand new toothbrush, toothpaste. I'll now proceed to brush my teeth for you on camera, just in case you need a demonstration, you know? Ta-da! First use of my new hygiene kit I put together for backpacking or camping. Okay, everything's away that needs to be away. Let's say we call it a night, yeah? You snug as a bug in there? Starting to warm up a little? Yeah, it takes a few minutes for the sleeping bag to warm up with your body heat. Alright, well, I'm gonna zip this up and get all settled in here and call it a night. Okay. Keys, phone, wallet, car key. Okay. This is my setup. I'm gonna plug my phone in. I'm charging. Battery bank. It's only got like, 58%. Plug you in. I'll try and charge this with a couple of charging options I brought with me tomorrow. You're plugged in and charging. Okay, I'll worm my way into my tiny little sleeping bag here. That's it for me for tonight. Okay, see you kids in the morning. Morning. Slept alright last night. It actually got down to as low as 10 degrees this morning, which my sleeping bag was not rated for. I think the comfort temperature is 14 degrees Celsius on it.
14.
So I felt a little chilly, but it was just at that threshold of where it starts to become uncomfortable. My sleeping pad must have a leak because it deflated in the middle of the night. Its saving grace is it's a self-inflating, so it's got the foam in it. So I still have some insulation from the ground, which turned out to be enough. If that was the coldest night, I don't think I'll need that wool blanket, but it's there just in case I need it as a backup. Here, I'm gonna get my solar panel out, probably lay that on the roof of my car, get my battery bank charging, maybe my used camera batteries, and then I'm gonna go for round 2 with this fire. Hopefully one day soon, this will be a side trick. Solar panel. That's the size of the actual folding solar panel. You'll probably remember it from the video I did on how to charge an electric skateboard with a folding solar panel. There's one angry sounding squirrel. This is the MPPT that I bought for charging the e-skate. I want the one that it shipped with because it's got USB ports on it. Okay, but I moved the port to the other MPPT. I had to do a bit of rocket surgery and transfer that over. Oh, I don't have the screwdriver I need. Huh. Rocket surgery indeed. Okay, this is going to take a minute. Okay, rocket surgery completed. Terminals for the solar panel input are now back on the other charge controller. Let's see, I'm getting 12.3 volts. Alright, now to get my camera stuff plugged in. Okay, got my 2 depleted camera batteries and my battery bank. I got those plugged into the solar panel and charging. Let's switch to the GoPro, give you guys a closer view. Okay, so you guys have got a lovely view of my little charge controller here, which is still pumping away at fluctuating between 11.6 and 12.5 volts-ish. Got 2 USB ports on there. One I'm going to charge my camera batteries. The other I'm going to charge my battery bank. Alright, so plug you in, and plug you in. One, two. I think it doesn't have enough juice to run that yet. Maybe we'll leave the battery bank for now and just let it charge those camera batteries. Once I get that fire going, maybe we'll hook the battery bank up to that thermoelectric generator. Alright, last night this fire really kicked my ass trying to get it going. It looked like it still burned a little bit through the night, so I wonder if there's still some hot coals in here. There's still some heat. Not enough to get a fire going, I think, though. The wood that's in here will be dry. That will catch on fire, and hopefully you can spread it to the other things. A lot of splitting and batoning to do. Fire's finally going, which means it's time for coffee and my first hot meal. Water for coffee, water for food. This morning's breakfast is Nor Sidekicks chicken noodles combined with some sun-dried tomato tuna, the Walmart special. Now that the fire is actually going, once everyone's done cooking, I'm going to try out my thermoelectric generator that I built. Kind of looks sketchy with all the wires running everywhere. But essentially, I drilled a small hole in the end so that it'll slowly drain out water over time. That way I don't have to take it off and empty it. It'll slowly empty itself, and I just have to keep putting water in it. And I bought myself a nice big bucket so I can bring some water to camp and fill it up in between. Oh, delicious sugary caffeine. Campfire cooking with Mike in the woods. Alright, and we're going to let that sit for about 5 minutes. First taste. Very sun-dried tomato tuna-y. Alright, I'm going to drink my coffee and eat my food. Then we'll screw around with that generator. So as I showed in my video on screwing around with thermoelectric generators, took a muffin tin. On the top of each one, you'll see that there's these chips. Those are thermoelectric generator chips. Basically you want to make the bottom side hot, the top side cold, and that creates current. I got 6 of them wired together in series for a total of a max, I think it's like 28 volt. It turns out to be like 19 point something watts at max capacity. But the idea is fill the bucket with cold water, which cools down the top of the chips. And there's a tiny little hole at the base for water to drain out, and I just keep filling that up over time. So I'm gonna give that a shot right now. Away. Alright, we're already at 14 volts. We're at 16.4 volts. Okay, so battery bank is currently really low. I think it's at like 4% or something like that. Yeah, 5%. So let's see if we can get some charge into it from this thermoelectric generator. Alright, so it's at 5%. So I'm generating electricity right now with the power of heat. Alright, so what are we at here? It's hard to tell. It looks like 5.8 volts. It's not much, but it's something. Maybe it's because the USB is plugged in and it's not going to go any higher. You can see the drainage hole there where the water's coming out. That's so I don't have to keep emptying it out. It'll empty itself out. I just keep spooning more water in there as I go. Alright, so there's the USB adapter. And the line runs to the power bank that's sitting right there. So I'm going to spoon this for a little bit. That sounds funny. Until I see a change, and then see if this is a useful tool to have. Alright, I've gone next level with this charging setup here. The drainage is going right back into the bucket of water, in which case I just scoop it up, put it right back in. We've gone up percent from 5 to 6, so it's working. We're generating electricity with the power of fire. So the setup's a little janky. The tape that I have covering the wiring is like bubbling and melting, so I need to come up with a better setup. My next build will probably have a flat, like almost like a baking tray, so that it's directly separated from the heat source. Okay, so I'm no longer getting anything registering on the volt meter here. It must have melted completely through the wire somewhere, and it must be shorting. Yeah, I'm not even getting a reading on there now. Well, I got it up by 5%. It went from 5% to 10%. I guess I'm stuck with the solar charger for now, unless I can fix this thing. Alright, since my thermoelectric generator's out of commission for now I'm just using the solar generator, 120 watt, with the default charger it came with, charging my camera batteries and my battery bank, which is already up to 17% on the solar panel. And maybe tomorrow I'll test out the charging the electric skateboard battery with it.
There he goes.
What are you crawling on my chair for, bud? Off to the beach. Get some swimming in.
Oh, butterfly.
Have a nice poop. I need to get me a motorboat. So we've got this parks passport type thing. It's where you put a sticker in for every provincial park you visited, and it's got them all listed on this map here. Look how densely populated that is. Ontario has a lot of provincial parks. The beach. Being on the beach, so many people, reminds me of what it's like to have a sense of normalcy. We're back from the beach. It was a little too crowded there to really film much of anything. Went in for a dip. Thankfully didn't get too sunburned. I gotta get the fire going so we can make some hot dogs. I'm just in a little forested area in and behind our campsite there. Let's see if I can find some dead sticks to use as tinder and kindling. Oh, this guy here, you look promising. Yeah, very promising. What else we got going on here? You're a live tree. Dead, dead, dead. Kindling. There we go. Bam. Didn't even have to light a lighter.
I have a weird request.
There we go.
10 years.
Nice crispy hot dog. Mr. Mike wants his wiener in his mouth. Fruits of my labor. Mm-hmm.
It melted?
Yeah.
Let's see this. I got it.
So I had some peach rings that I bought from Walmart, and it's sat in the car. There's literally just one gelatinous mess in there. Blip, blip, blip. Half the fun of a more casual front country camp trip is to just eat. It's just sit around and eat. Cooked and ate the wieners. Now we got corn on the cob on there. I've never grilled corn on the cob before. Hopefully I don't screw it up. So I've never grilled corn before, and it's been on here about 10 minutes. Would you say it's been on here?
Give or take. Yeah, I'd say like 8.
I apologize to any corn lovers out there who are looking at this and just
Dying inside.
clawing their eyes out that I butchered it. Okay. I didn't think I've dehusked corn before.
Really?
Yeah. Holy crap.
What?
Good.
I think I might have cooked it properly. They're hot. They look juicy and plump.
Well,
Beginner's luck. Oh, it's toasty though. Oh, oh yeah, she is toasty on the inside there, bud.
That looks gorgeous.
It's like a big corn flour. Get it? Corn flour.
Boo!
Okay, now how do I eat this without burning my fingers? Oh yeah, that's hot. Alright,
Oh dear.
the evening wears on. Now
Well,
just gonna make some s'mores. Sat around reading for a while, catching some rays, kind of falling asleep.
like that.
Oh, what time is it?
It is 9:15.
So, 9:15 at the end of the second day. Our two friends have gone off gallivanting somewhere. I have no idea what.
I have no idea where they went.
Today was interesting. Had a beach day.
Or what there was of the beach.
Yeah, it was a very small beach. Couldn't really get a lot of recording done there because there were so many people around. It was so densely packed that I didn't want to like be up in people's faces with a GoPro. Yeah, went in the water, froze my nuts off. It was great. Made some s'mores, grilled some big hot dogs and some corn,
Yeah.
which I'm super lucky came out great.
It was good.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of had beginner's luck on that one. Ran the thermoelectric generator. So what I think was happening when I was running that thing is that the temperature difference between the bottom and the top was equalizing, so it wasn't generating that much current. I'll have to sit and think on some redesigns on how to improve that. Definitely got to keep those wires away from the fire, because they got crispy and basically melted down to just the bare wire. Sat and read some of my Halo book. Successfully got the fire started this morning. That was my crowning achievement. After trying for 3 hours last night to get that bloody thing running. Used the solar power bank to charge up 2 of my DSLR camera batteries and got my battery bank for my phone up to, I think it was like 61% or something like that.
And I think tomorrow we're gonna go into Aurelia.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm supposed to drive into Aurelia. Well, end of day 2. And I hit the hay. Catch up with you guys in the morning.